I bought the Packtalk Bold Duo. It's a 2-pack. Put the kits in both of my helmets and have been good to go ever since. Until recently. Hello everyone, I'm out for another morning ride on the VMAX, enjoying the great weather. As you can see, overcast, 80 degrees, if you can see that, according to the intake. But great morning to be out for a ride, enjoying the VMAX, listening to my music, which I think for some of you simply don't do, according to what I've seen on a lot of YouTube channels. And a lot of the comments, a lot of people don't ride with music, but I do. In fact, when I bought my first street bike, I added a fairing to the Nighthawk 650 primarily so I could put a stereo system in it and listen to my music. So back then, Vetter fairings were very popular. And I found one, I believe the model was a Rooster. Put a Rooster fairing on my Nighthawk 650. Put an AM/FM cassette. Remember those? I wanted a cassette in there so I could play my own favorite songs and not have to rely on whatever was being broadcast over the radio. So anyway, that's exactly what I did, and put that on there. Painted it myself to match the best I could. But again, it was primarily to listen to music. So I had that thing just blasting, because that's the only way you were going to hear a radio back then, is through the speakers. Of course, the faster you're going on the bike, the louder you need to have it. But coincidentally, when I later bought the Magna, I did not want a fairing on that bike. So for that bike, I lived without music for all of those years and decades. But technology has changed over the years, and when I got back into looking into getting back on a motorcycle last year, and of course there's so much out there now that's all Bluetooth, put the speakers inside the helmet and you can just stream off of your own device and you are good to go. So I bought a Cardo Packtalk Bold communicator right about the same time I got my bike and all of my gear and all that stuff. So again, it was primarily for music, but at the same time it is handy when you're riding two up, so you can communicate back and forth. So that is a great feature. So I bought the Packtalk Bold Duo. It's a 2-pack. Put the kits in both of my helmets and have been good to go ever since. Until recently. Getting ready to go for a ride, 2 up. Went to test the microphones and the audio and everything, as we usually do. And long story short, the microphone and the passenger helmet was not working. So I quickly did a little bit of troubleshooting and just swapped the mic from my helmet to the other helmet because they are disconnected with a coupler, and they're not hardwired all the way back to the Cardo unit, which is handy. So it made troubleshooting a breeze. So I swapped it, and sure enough, I had determined that that little mic was no longer working. So I decided, okay, how do I get a replacement? So I went to the Cardo website and see that they sold replacements, but unfortunately they were out of stock. And I figured, well, yep, everybody's out of stock thanks to COVID. But even then, I wasn't really ready to push the button because I needed to know whether or not this was under warranty. So while I'm looking at that, I'm also digging around looking for my warranty paperwork, and concerned that, you know, I was mostly thinking that it was probably a 1-year warranty, which is why I thought, okay, I'm probably just going to have to buy one. But to my surprise, the unit is actually under warranty for 2 years. So I thought, okay, well, this changes things. So I got online to figure out how to get a hold of customer support, and it's all done via online. Contacted them, told them what I had, exactly what the issue was, and the specific part that I needed to get me back in business. And that was on a Monday, by the way, I believe Monday evening. And I got a pretty quick response, basically saying, hey, we need proof of purchase and mailing address. And I said, okay. Immediately replied with a copy of the receipt, which I had purchased from Amazon. So, by the way, I have found in the past that purchasing from Amazon definitely makes having receipts handy, because it's always available online. You can get a copy of your invoice, convert it right there to a PDF in the browser, and send it on its way. So it's not like the old days where you always had to file your receipts and keep it. So anyway, I sent it off, and I believe the next day I got an email response saying, okay, your replacement unit microphone has been shipped, and at some point you will receive a tracking number, and blah blah blah. And I think the next day I got the tracking number, which was Wednesday, and by Friday I had my unit. So much to my surprise, this whole ordeal did not take very long at all. So identified the issue on Monday and was back in business on Friday. So, and I was hoping that this was one of those things where, even though they don't have the item in stock, at least they have some held back for warranty purposes, and it appears that this was the case. So I was very fortunate to be a part of that, and not having to just order one on my own, but if it were out of warranty, which is what I would have needed to do. So Friday I had that thing back in. It only took me about 3 minutes to plug it in and rerun the cables and tape it back down, and that was that. So back in business. So I just wanted to kind of give a shout out to Cardo on this, and for anybody that's contemplating what type of communicator to get. As far as the customer service right now, my one and only experience was all good. So take this for what it's worth if you're considering Cardo versus any other brand. Each one has its own pluses and minuses, pros and cons, or whatever. But anyway, I've been happy with this one, and I see no need to upgrade anytime soon. It does what I need. I just needed to communicate with my passenger, and I can stream the music right off of my phone. So for me, it's been working out great, and I've had it over a year now. So, but that's all there is to this video. I just wanted to kind of give a good shout out to Cardo, just to let you guys know that the customer service there, at least in this instance, worked for me. And if this is anything that any information that you may find useful, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel. See you next time.